So Gaurav's dad congratulates him on his good score in mathematics. Gaurav thanks his dad and of course asks for a gift in return. His dad willingly says yes and tells Gaurav that he will be getting a gift of 1,000 rupees. Gaurav is elated and his dad then tells him, "Okay son, I give you two options. One, you either take your 1,000 rupees today or exactly a year later." Which one would Gaurav prefer? Gaurav says, "Of course today, Dad. Gaurav does not want to wait for another year." Why did Gaurav want the money today and not a year later, even though it's the same amount? It's simple. He thinks he can spend the money this year. He can buy a football or nice shoes or a PlayStation game with that money and enjoy himself this year. And who knows, his dad might even change his mind a year later. So why wait for another year? This is all you need to know to understand what interest is. 1,000 rupees today is not 1,000 rupees a year later. Let us consider another example. Consider a bank. A bank is an institution which mainly allows us to make deposits and also gives us loan. And this is Edward. Assume he deposits 100 rupees in the bank today. So 1 year later, the bank gives him 108 rupees. Wait, why did the bank pay Edward more than how much he had deposited? It is simple. The bank gets to use the 100 rupees for that 1 year. So to reward Edward, the bank pays him more than how much he had deposited. Now your concepts are clear. Now we just need to understand some terminologies. This 100 rupees is called the principal. It is basically the initial amount. And what Edward gets after a year is comprised of two parts. One part is that he gets back his principal of 100 rupees and the 8 rupees that's left with him is called the interest. And what Edward gets after a year is 100 rupees of principal and 8 rupees of interest. So the bank is paying interest to Edward for allowing it to keep his 100 rupees for a year. And the sum of these two is called as the amount. The amount always equals the sum of the principal and the interest. Since Edward got 8 rupees on his investment of 100 rupees, we say that he got an 8% rate of interest.